Hello friends, thank you for stopping back in for our Sizzix score and trim board series. We are going to make a cute little bow. I'm going to show you how to use the scoreboard to make the score trim board to make these little bows. Now I want to give a shout out to the Glitter Hub. I found her one day and got the idea from her. So I'm gonna give her credit for this one. Mine didn't come out as pretty as hers, so we'll give her the credit. Okay, first thing I want to do is this is about the smallest you really can make it. Got 3/4 inch wide bows. So I need one strip that's going to be 3/4, and I know because I've marked this out already that up into this crack here, it's 3/4 there. You don't have to use this to measure to cut your papers if you don't want to. You can use a regular cutting board. The main thing we need is this punch over here to make our bows. So we're gonna need one that's 4. I'm gonna cut 2 strips right away. We need 2 strips at 3/4 inch. Okay, so we need one that's 4 inches long, 4 by 3/4, and now we need one that's 2.5 by 3/4. So get those 2 pieces, and so the right piece. Yep. Then I need, how big is this? This should be big enough. Okay, I need to trim this down to 1/4 inch, but it's too hard to do it on this board. So I'm going to use just my regular Cricut trimmer and cut this down to 1/4 inch strip. Let's get it in there, balance it in there, hold it down. Oh, I moved it, but that's okay. It stayed where I needed it to stay. We just cut the rest of it. Wasn't holding tight enough. All right, so we have a 1/4 inch strip. That's about 1.5 inches, I think. Nope, 2 7/16, but we're not gonna need the whole thing. Okay, got a 1/4 inch. I'm gonna use the yellow side. I got one strip that is 4 by 3.25, and I got a 2.5 by 3.25. Our next thing we're gonna do is we need to score these. So I need to score these these 2 in half. This one I don't need to score. We'll just put that aside. So we need to score this in half. So it's 4 inches. We need to score add 2. Okay. This one is, oops, I get the wrong piece. Where's my other piece? Oh, I think I cut it down. This one here. Nope, that's not my 3/4. I think I cut it. I cut the wrong one. Did I not pay attention? 2.5. Why did I cut it at 3.5? 2.5 by 3/4, 4 by 3/4, and then just a little strip of yellow. Sometimes, I don't know. Okay, so that one's got to get cut in half. Get that over here. So it's where's my thing? So I've got 2.5, so that's 1 3/4. Nope. One 1.25 I need. Here's where I have problems with the board. I started putting the numbers in there. So I got to bring this up a little closer to me so I can find out where my 1/4 is. 1 1/4. And you don't have to use a scoreboard. You can just take and fold them in half too, just as well. We're not using that as a fold line. We just need it as a reference line. Okay, so now we're going to take both of these pieces. And we want this punch. And we're using this envelope punch. You can see there's solid, dotted, solid. Okay, so we are going to line that score up. I'm going to do it on the yellow side because it's easier to see. We are going to take that, still not up. This is the only thing about doing this scoreboard ones. It's really hard to see because it's so big. So we're going to take that score line and line it up with the dotted line. And then punch. And then I'm going to flip. And then I'm going to do the same thing. So that gives you that. Okay, we're going to do the same thing with the smaller one. And I can't see my dotted line, my lines. Okay. All right, so now we have two that look like this. Okay. Now for our tail, which would be this bottom piece here, we are going to take this and we want the dotted line to go right down the middle. We're just going to eyeball it. So we're just going to put it on there. We have the same amount of yellow on each side. And we're just going to do that. And we're going to do on that side too. All I did on that one was I took it and just centered it. Let's do the yellow side. Centered it. So you had about the same amount on each side. And the dotted line went right down about the middle. Okay. If it's a little off, it's not going to hurt nothing. All right. So that's the tail. So now we're going to use this same one. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to line our end piece right up to the dotted line there. So we're going to just line them up to the dotted line. We're going to punch. We're going to punch. We're going to punch. And we're going to punch. So just right up to the dotted line. Get that back in there. So just line that right to the dotted line. Okay, now you have this. Good like this, okay? Now what I'm going to do is move that mess aside, is just curve it a little bit. Just give it a little curve. Whatever you have laying around you can use. And then we are going to glue these ends to the middle, just like that. We're going to glue the ends to the middle. Okay, just take I'm going to put some glue there. Our glitter glue does not take long to dry. So I'm going to push this in there and butt them up to each other and just hold for a second. You can use a clip if you want. I'm going to make sure it's lined up good first before I clip it. Okay, where's my clip? I'm just going to clip that on there for a minute. And I like to kind of round my little bows and make them chunk. Because see, they kind of flatten while we were playing with them. So I just kind of take and kind of round them and fluff them back up. Fluffy, fluffy. Okay, we got our tail set aside. Now we're going to take that little 1/4 inch piece that we had. And you need about 1 1/4 inch. I don't measure, I just take and put it on. So we're going to wrap that. I'm going to use the yellow side. And we're just going to wrap it around. Kind of wrap it around to the back. And I'm going to bring the other one and wrap it around. And then I'm going to cut some of the excess off. That, and just going to make sure that they line up nicely. Put a dot of glue there. Hold it down. Grab a clip for a second. Okay. You don't have to fluff it every time in between because we're going to fluff it after we kind of put it on there. So we have that so far. And then when it's ready, we're just going to glue that on top of there. Okay, and we got this cute little bow then. So we're just going to glue that right to there. So let's put a little glue. And then we're going to center this and line everything up, all those little marks. And then I am going to put on the clip again. Like I said, this is probably the smallest. I tried to do like a 1/2 inch wide, but once you in the middle where you clip it, it almost clips it apart. Really, a 3/4 inch wide is really the narrowest you can go. Now, while that dries for just a second, I want to show you I did. There's one we just did. That is the 4-inch. Then I have where I did, the bow is a 6-inch and the bottom is a 3.5-inch. Then I did an 8-inch and a 4.5. So the bow was 8 inches and then the tail is 4.5 inches. So just play around with your sizes. And here I went up to a 10-inch bow. So I did a 10-inch strip and the tail is 5.5-inch tail. Like I said, you can make your tail if you want it longer. I like it like that. Yeah, there's our sizes. And then here I did 1 inch, and really 1 inch is really the widest you want to go. I like the 3/4. You can play around with it. You know, just play around. What I do is I make my bow first. I make this part first. So I'll cut a strip. I'll show you in a second, but I'll cut a strip and then I kind of measure it after it's, because usually it's about half the width, then the length or whatever, and then figure out how much tail I have, and then I cut it. I don't really like the 1 inch compared to the 3/4 inch. I don't like the stockiness of it. I like these little ones better. But you can play around with your different widths and stuff like that. All right, so let's go and we'll make one of those in a second. Okay, now I have this cute little bee that we're going to just kind of put in the middle there. Just put some glue down, and it just used to be a button, and I took the shank off the back. Now what I like to do is just kind of take it and take my little clip, and we're going to push this aside and hope it's on there good. I'm going to push it aside. So let's go ahead. I'll show you. We'll make the 1 inch one. I'm not thrilled with the 1 inch one, but we'll make it. I'm just going to cut off of my regular. It's easier to cut off of this. Okay, so I need, let's do this. Another piece of paper I have sitting here. I have a few pieces of paper sitting here. Got Christmas, but we don't want Christmas, do we? All right, so I need a piece here that's going to be 6 inches by 1 inch. So let's go 1 inch. I'm going a little bit bigger on this one because it's a 1 inch. I didn't like the 1 inch in the small one. So I'm going up 2 inches. And then we're going to 6 inches on this one. And it should be 6 inches because it's a 6-inch pad. Okay. And then I need another one that's 1 inch by 3.5 inches. And like I said, just play around. I don't know what her name is on the glitter hub because I think I don't know. She didn't say her name. But she only did one size, so then I sat there and played around with other sizes to try to figure out if other sizes would work. 3.5. So I've got the 6 by 1 inch and the 3.5 by 1 inch on this one. And the same thing, I don't know if this is going to be enough, but let's just cut it down to a 1/4 inch. It might be enough. This time, Jean, try holding it a little better. And I'm going to use the flower side, I think, for that. Okay, same thing. We've got to score these in half. So this is a 6 inch. So we got to score 3. I don't know if you guys seen this since I did the review, but like I said, I've been writing in the numbers myself because otherwise you can't see. I've been slowly writing in the numbers so that I can see the board. And then 1 3/4. And hopefully that's the 3/4 there. Okay, so we got that. Now, get my board so you guys can see. Again, so what we're gonna do is where the score mark is, line it up to your dotted line and punch. Flip it over, line it up to your dotted line, punch. Do that on both of them. Punch and punch. Okay, now for the tail, the bottom, this is the tail, the shorter one's my tail. We are gonna stick it in. We want the dotted line to be sent right down the middle. And that looks pretty close. And you can, if you want to mark it, but you don't really need to. Okay. Now for this one, for the bow part, we're going to line the edge up with the dotted line. Punch. On both sides. Okay. Okay, I'm going to use the plaid, make a plaid bow. So we're going to go like that. Again, then we're just going to center this and glue that down. Bring it down a little bit. I have all the Sizzix scoreboard ones in a playlist. So I think we haven't done everything yet. So there's more things to do with this scoreboard. I think I did the boxes and rosettes and, okay. Hold that for a second. Okay, I think there should be enough here. I'm going to do the flower side. Yep, I have enough. Just wrap it around. I just straighten it out. And I don't need all that. I just make sure it's kind of lined up. You don't see the back anyways, but I just put some glue down there. Just hold it. And then we are gonna, again, you can choose how you want to make it. If you want to do it that way, or if you want to do the whole plaid. Now remember, I still gotta fluff my little bows, but I'm gonna be squishing them anyways. So you can see how much tail is gonna stick out. If you want more tail, make it a little bit longer. But I kind of like that. I don't like a lot showing. Okay, now we're gonna glue that down right in the center and get that even. And let's put on our clip for a minute. If I can find, we can use the clip from there probably, but let's take a different one. I like these little mini clothespins, work well for, sometimes I need to go in further, or otherwise I have these little clips. I like these clips. And I got like, these are wooden ones. Let's see if that should be on there good. And look at that sweet little bow now. Isn't that adorable? Okay, so we got that one. Give this one a second. I got a little gem here that I pulled out of my stash. We're just going to put that in the center, this one. You don't have to put anything in the center. You know, that's just me. I like to bling things up a little bit. And I tried to find something longer for this one, but I really didn't have much in my stash because I'm not sure if I even like that. But we're going to go with it. I tried to find a, like an oval gem. I thought I had some oval ones, but I couldn't find them. No surprise there. No surprise I lose things. So yes, I'm trying again. Like, I keep reorganizing and then, yeah. Okay, let's just put that on there. I use the clips to help, you know, while it dries. Make sure I got it centered under there. I think it shifted a little bit. It doesn't take long. There we go. Okay, that's our 1 inch one. So you can see the difference in the width. So we have the 1 inch width, and then our 3/4, which I like the 3/4. But you guys can play around. Here's the other sizes. Now the other thing I did was I made a bow that you can put on top of a package. So what I did with this one is I took 10-inch strips, and then I still did the center. I still clipped the center of them, but I didn't clip the ends. I did the center. And then I just glued them together in the middle, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 of them here. And then I just kind of lined them up the way I wanted. And then I put a flower in the middle. And then you have a cute little bow for a package. So you can make your own bow. Same thing, just kind of fluff them up as you need them, you know. But that was, I put a circle on the back. And then what I would do is take double-sided tape. Like if you want to put these in your stash, just put some double-sided tape on. And you're ready to go. You can leave it just like that, put it in your stash, and then when you have a package that you need, it's all ready. You just can take the tape off and you're ready to go. So I put the little circle on. I just had a circle punch in my stash, and just to put it on, so I had a base. Otherwise, you got this cute, and that was with the 10-inch strips, 10 by 3/4 inch strips I used for that. And then I had this cute little bowl for packages. But these bowls are so stinking cute for your little projects. Look how cute that is. So stinking cute. This should be dry enough. And then we fluff. I like to fluff them. And then you got that. Isn't that cute? Still cute. But I know I have some like kind of oval ones that I would have put in the middle or something else. But that's still cute. There you go. There you go. Go ahead and make yourself some bows for your projects. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. I hope you enjoyed this one. I still have more to go with this board, so we're not done with it. But I got to, I forgot what else I have to do. But there's still a banner, I know, and some other things yet. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, leave a comment, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.